Yeah, shout outs to teachers, shout outs to kids, shout outs to janitors, security guards,
That's
administration. No more burping.
It's the Joystick Show, but it was also the American Idol for a second.
Yeah, that's where I thought you were going.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I need to work on my Seacrest impression. It's not really that sharp, you know. On today, no, I'm not even gonna try.
That was hey, you almost
the charisma is there.
Yeah.
I saw him once in person.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw him in New York City.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it. It was a cold winter day. I was walking on 9th Avenue, and he was wearing a really, really puffy blue jacket. And I looked up and did like a double take, and I stared at him a little too long, and he did like that celebrity thing where he was like, "How you doing?" And I was like, "Good, thank you." I just kept walking, and I was like, "That's fucking Ryan Seacrest." And I didn't believe it. And then I checked his height because he was like shorter than me, or like about my height. And sure enough, he's like 5'6", 5'7". So I was like, "Oh shit, look at that!" So shout outs.
Everyone comment below your favorite Ryan Seacrest moment.
Yeah, when you've met Ryan Seacrest, he's always there. Yeah, shout out to the Joystick Show. Why does it feel like we haven't done this in a while? But it's...
Yeah, I wouldn't say we're rusty. I just feel like it has... Yeah, it feels like it's been a minute.
Well, I think also we did it last week on a Friday, and it's Sunday this week, so those 2 extra days, feel that much longer. Mm-hmm. But regardless, we're still here.
Oh, actually, no, I gotta actually have a fun comment thing to do. We can comment below where you guys think that Jerry and Joey are. Yeah.
The answers might surprise you.
Yeah, they won't.
Yeah, word. But in that case, yeah, we have some stuff to talk to you about. It should be pretty fucking good. Actually, it's going to be a good discussionary episode because there's lots of stuff that I know you and I can talk a lot about. Mm-hmm. And I guess the first thing I'll talk about is something that I did. So when you're watching this podcast, I will have turned 29 years old.
Yes.
My birthday is this upcoming Tuesday, which for you watching is yesterday, if you're watching it the day of release. I had the craziest birthday party of all time. It was so crazy it didn't even happen because everybody was busy.
It started off with like you being like, okay, my parents aren't in town. My girlfriend can't make it. So we're really...
I believe my exact words last week were, my parents will be away. My girlfriend is busy, so I'm forcing my friends, you guys, to come and hang out with me for my birthday to play board games with me. And Joey went to Florida. Granted, he had some family reasons to attend to. Jose got sick. You were busy. And Jerry was the only one that was like, let me know. So... I just didn't want it to be just me and Jerry in my house playing board games. Not that I don't love Jerry, but Jerry and I did do something, and that's kind of the meat and potatoes of what I actually wanted to get into, and that's we went to go watch the Nets.
Okay.
So this is a very impromptu thing. I was working out in the garage on Friday, and I got a notification from SeatGeek or Game Time. I don't remember which one it was, but they were like, Brooklyn Nets tickets tonight, $24. And I was like, it's my birthday. I'm not doing anything. They suck anyway. I was like, and it's an in-season tournament game. So I was like, I'll check it out. It should be cool. Mm-hmm. So we said, fuck it. And I told Mildred about it, and her being, greatest girlfriend of all time. Technically, you have a fiance, so I can claim that title now. She got me and Jerry and herself tickets to go to this game. So the three of us went. Ended up being a really, really fun night. The game, however, was garbage. Brooklyn Nets lost by like 20 fucking points. Mm-hmm. It was a tough. It was also one of those situations you should know it very grand where you go to a sports game and you think it's going to be like, let's go Nets, but you get put in that section that's like all the away team fans are just around you and chanting obscenities, and you're like, I'm just trying to fucking watch my favorite team play a basketball game, man. At one point, there was a row of gentlemen behind us who were very, very loud about, and keep in mind, I don't mind the loudness part. We're at an arena, right? It's whatever you want. But they, at first, they were just cheering very openly against the Nets. I don't even think they're Pistons fans. I think they're like Nets haters.
Okay.
But then at some point, one of the guys started talking about his parlay on the game. And he had Duran to get 15 points, Cade to get 20, shit like that.
Yeah.
So it very quickly started turning into me just like, the Nets weren't winning that game, but I was using every little bit of voodoo magic I had to make sure that this guy's fucking parlay did not get hit. And sure enough, by the end of the night, Osar Thompson did not come through for my man. So fucking, let's go. I got to win. I'll take it.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
We have to go see some more sports games. I definitely want to go to a hockey game again.
Yeah, we could absolutely go to a hockey game soon.
Jerry said we should definitely go to a Knicks game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I have money now.
That is the big, scary part of going to a Knicks game compared to a Brooklyn game.
Yeah, exactly. You're never going to get the notification for a $24 Knicks game.
Yeah, unless they're playing, I don't know.
No, again,
the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah, exactly. Literally a preseason game is like $40. You know what I mean?
But yeah, shout outs to sports. Shout outs to me for my birthday.
To you and your birthday.
Shout outs to Jerry. Jerry really came through this weekend. So fuck the rest of y'all. Jerry got some bonus points. On
I'm here today filming the podcast,
and I appreciate
that. builds me a little bit of.
No, you got a couple points for that. That's fine. Every time it's just,
every point I lost, I gained it back.
I wouldn't say that. There's a consistent point total that you get every time you do the podcast, and Jerry got a significant boost in points for not only attending the basketball game with me, but also playing video games with me for the entirety of yesterday. So that's the bonus points for Jerry. So. What did you do for Bobby that you came to the podcast?
Yeah,
I can't say
that's what I did for Bobby. Yeah.
You also brought delicious banana cake last week.
I did,
It was a hit here. So shout outs to Marianti for being the goat of the bakery.
Yeah.
Would you like to contribute anything before I take the rails?
Yeah, Marianti is also the goat of preparing me lunch for my work. That's such a segue, but
string cheese, Uncrustable.
It's not that crazy. We're adult shit, once or twice a week I have dinner with her family, so then I eat her mom's cooking, which is what else could I ask for? You know what I mean? But I'm eating too well. I'm eating a lot.
What does a Dylan lunch meal look like?
So right off the bat, you gotta have some type of fruit in there, right? I'm a big pear guy. Pomegranate seeds also
Shout out
good.
to all the pear.
Shout out to all the pear. Clementines, classic. And then I usually eat that during my prep period where it's you're supposed to prep for the next thing, but it's I'm a sub. I just do what they want me to do.
So
I'm not prepping
carbs
anything. So I get the fruit in, and then during lunch I'll have that actual meal, a soda, and then there'll be probably an additional snack in there, some chips, maybe some Cheez-Its,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, speaking of soda, this actually just unlocked something in my brain, so hold on to your thought because I'm going to take the rails here for a bit.
Okay.
This, I forget his name. I think it's Josh, the guy who kind of heads Good Mythical Kitchen or Mythical Kitchen. The guy with the glasses who looks like you.
Yeah. Every white guy with glasses.
Yeah, exactly. If you had a hat, he'd be you.
Yeah.
So he had a pretty viral YouTube, TikTok, Instagram reel that was going around where his big conspiracy theory is that Dr. Pepper is actually just a combination of Coca-Cola and root beer. So his theory is if you take, I think it's 2 parts root beer and 1 part Coca-Cola and mix it together, it tastes exactly like Dr. Pepper. So that is a new science experiment for us to partake on at some point. Yes.
That's probably what they use to flavor Dr. Pepper.
And his the other theory is that he basically it's been confirmed that the creator of Dr. Pepper famously liked to combine other sodas. And the whole 23 flavors is he believes that Coca-Cola is made with 11 and root beer is made with 12. So when you put them together, 23.
23.
So yeah, 23. The number 23.
Number 23.
That's Jim Carrey, right?
Yes.
Okay. I get Jim Carrey and Nicolas Cage confused for very extravagant actors who get put in weird thriller horror.
Yeah, but Jim Carrey did 3 of them. No, he didn't do a ton.
Yeah, but so did Nicolas Cage.
I feel like Nick Cage has a huge fucking filmography.
Yeah. But anyway, back to your teaching lunch.
Oh yeah, no, that just sets me up for a beautiful day of teaching the genius level youth very promising. No doubts whatsoever that these children are going to be fantastic.
I'm not smelling any sarcasm.
No, not at all. They obviously know exactly what they're doing. It's not that I have to go out, they don't want you teaching really as a sub. They just want you to go in there, make sure the kids aren't loud or
like
whatever.
A babysitter type.
Yeah, that's what they want.
Not Dylan.
No, because I know that I'm going to hand out this worksheet and they're going to do it as quick as possible and not actually know any of the fucking answers. So I'm going to make them do it. I'm going to go over it with them and I'm going to do it on the board too.
Let's go.
And then they're going to fucking know. And even if they don't listen, then that's on you.
Dylan's like, if I'm getting paid to be here, I'm going to put some fucking work in.
Exactly. I'm not, And there's this whole like meta of like, you're teaching without the respect. But then there's also a different meta of hanging out with all the other subs. So normally how a day works is that, you're paid by day. So no matter what the school schedule is, you're there from X time to X time. So, a lot of times you'll just have extra time left over. Like the kids get dismissed 2:15, you have to be there to 2:50. So you just end up hanging out with all the other subs. And fucking they're getting anyone off the streets to do this shit. Like they're literally like, one guy will be in a suit, one girl was in like a hoodie and sweatpants and like day old makeup. Wow. Like it's a real 50-50 of who you get, and neither of them are teaching. Neither of them are really putting much of an effort in, but it be like that, and then you just get the gossip with all of them. Feels like I like high schools because high schools feel like I'm in like a workplace comedy.
Okay.
And then
like you're in Abbott Elementary,
exactly,
but higher grade level.
Yeah, exactly. I'm AP Bio, like those kind of vibes. We're hanging out. Every kid, every teacher, it's like, oh, this is the quirky teacher, and this is the hard-nosed Republican teacher. Everyone has their archetype. And then the younger kids are just like, oh, Laurice won't fucking do this shit. How is she gonna pass? I can't pass her. They won't fail because you can't leave it get by. What the fuck? Oh, and then this kid, he threw his lunch out. Who the fuck threw their lunch out? And this kid, he's like, everyone's just like worrying about all the fucking kids to make sure they don't fucking drown in a school with no water. It's like, it's gonna happen. A kid's gonna fucking drown. It's gonna be all your fault, and all these teachers worried about it.
Oh my god.
But high school's like, yeah, I'm just teaching history and I'm gonna go home, and it's a much better environment. My degree I'm gonna be going for is special ed, but it's I'm gonna try to do like high school special ed.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But
best of luck to you, man. And all joking aside, I think it is admirable that you're doing your best to actually educate these kids, because I can tell you firsthand, coming from the public school system, it's rough. Yeah. It's rough in these schools. I don't get it, man. It's crazy. Like, I'm talking, like, I've heard a story about a school in our district where one student passed the reading assessment test in the entire school. Like, you need to read to pass that test. Like, that's the craziest fucking part of that. So I don't know what it is. I want to blame technology. I want to blame TikTok.
It's technology, but it also, like, I don't know. I don't want to get conspiratorial or whatever, but it's like the actual curriculum. Like, I feel like it doesn't really scale at any point. Like, especially with the younger kids, like, I've subbed in for 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, and it's all the same shit.
Well, this is what we talked about this, where it's like when we were in 4th grade or whatever, we felt like it was actually getting harder.
Yeah, and then 5th, and then 6th, and I know in my elementary school, or my middle school, 7th and 8th grade, you start doing regent shit, because like in our school, you took the regents early, and it was like, I just felt like I was always not ahead, but it was like easy, Yeah. But it was actual work, and it's like, the kids doing an essay in 6th grade would be equivalent to like my 2nd grade book report.
Okay.
Like, that's the equivalency there. And I'm like, this shit isn't hard. Like, and that's also why I want to do older kids too. Cause it's like, I don't have to dumb something down to like the elemental versions of it, where I'm like, this is a word. And then it goes with another word to make a sentence. Like, if I have to teach that, like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
You gotta have that's some real fucking patience to teach, like speech therapy and shit like that. Like, that's patience.
Got you.
That's the real struggle. And I'm doing, and also to end on this, part of me is doing this so Joey and anyone else who works in teaching can't say how fucking hard it is. And maybe when I'm a teacher and I'm doing lesson plans and I'm also going to school for it, you'll be able to, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna die. It's crazy. But like, I'm talking to all these other teachers. Come on, it's not. Unless you're really pulling your weight and you're going like above and beyond, it's like,
yeah. But you also have to keep in mind there are teachers who do that.
And that's where like the real drain is. It's like, oh, I'm going home and doing the work. But yeah, shout outs to teachers, shout outs to kids, shout outs to janitors, security guards. That's administration. No more burping. Shout outs to the Board of Ed, sanitation, the chief of police,
the postal workers. And shout outs to the next thing I want to talk about, which ironically has nothing to do with children. In fact, it's something children should never watch, and it's something that I watched as a child. I watched a series of films. Technically, it's a trilogy, but I only watched 2 of them because I didn't have enough time to get around to the third. Just guess. What do you think it was?
So a trilogy of movies, but you only watched 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fucking know. I have no idea.
So, I don't really understand why. I think it was like I was driving home from the Nets game, and I was like, I haven't watched this movie in a long time. So I got home, sure as shit, they're all on Netflix. Started watching The Hangover.
Oh, okay. So I've watched Hangover 1 and 2 recently.
Yeah, so I haven't watched 3 yet because I've only watched 3 once. I've never given it a rewatch, so it'll be interesting to do that. And also, like I mentioned, just didn't really have the time for it. And also, like, since 1 and 2 specifically are movies that I've seen 3 or 4 times, like, it's...
I have seen The Hangover 1, I kid you not, like 20 times.
That's crazy.
I have seen that movie so many times. Like, I could probably recite words from that. Like,
bro, do you know where Doug was the entire time?
Yeah, what do you mean?
I'm being facetious.
Oh, okay.
Dylan. But anyway, he was on the roof, Dylan. No, yeah, like it feels redundant to actually like review these movies because A, they've been around for no fewer than 15 years, and B, again, seen them 1,000 times, or now I'm being extra facetious. But I think it's only fair to do like a bit of a retrospective to talk about these movies because they hold up surprisingly well. Yeah, they really do. So when you think of the Hangover movies, Dill, what do you think it is that makes these movies as good as they are in your opinion?
I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's just the formula that kind of set up comedy in a certain trajectory. Like, I feel like The Hangover set up all of these other, like, I wouldn't call them like buddy comedies, but just kind of like these like dude comedies. Yeah. It's like a group of 3 or 4 dudes, Hot Tub Time Machine, Horrible Bosses. Mm-hmm. I would put all of those movies kind of in the same category that I feel like The Hangover really set up. But I would say just that like brotherhoody kind of humor. Yeah. Like it's shock humor, but also funnier in a different way. So
for me, I think it came down to 3 things that really elevate this movie for me. One you kind of touched on, and I think that's just story and the writing in general. Yeah. Like you said, The Hangover works really well because it ends up being almost like this Knives Out sort of mystery, but it's primarily a comedy. So when it kind of goes back to these mystery elements, your brain has almost forgotten about all these little clues that they showed you at the beginning of the film. Where it's like, if you were really paying attention, maybe you would have been able to find out that Doug was on the roof or that Teddy was in the elevator. But either way, that's one element that I like about it. And like you said, it did definitely set up like a whole list of movies that came out afterwards, like not only in the same format, but in the same tone. Yeah.
Very same tone. Yeah.
Speaking of tone, though, there's one big thing that sets The Hangover apart from a lot of those comedy films, and it's the cinematography. So I don't know if you can remember off the top of your head, but Hangover and Hangover 2 look incredible for the movies that they actually are.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean...
cinematography is impeccable.
Yeah. They were like, oh, we're filming in Vegas? Okay, let's fucking... Yeah.
And a big part of that is because of its cinematographer, Lawrence Sher, who is a big partner with Todd Phillips and would later go on to be the cinematographer for Joker and Joker Folie à Deux, which say what you want about Joker or say what you want about Joker Folie à Deux, which famously underwhelmed everybody, but that movie looks fucking fantastic because the cinematography is chef's kiss. A little side note about that too. I remember from watching the Hangover bloopers with Jose not too long ago, that they have some bloopers of the scene when they're in the villa in Vegas and they're like looking out the windows, but that villa was actually a set on a sound stage. So outside of the windows is just green screen, and they superimpose the footage of the Vegas exteriors in post-production.
Yeah.
So when it got to that scene, I started paying closer attention to like the rotoscoping done on them in front of the green screen. And there's actually a couple scenes where it's really choppy. Like you'll see like Ed Helms' shoulder and it's like starting to fucking like disorient a little bit. It's clean enough that to the naked eye it's like you won't really notice it, but for an editor you kind of like, holy shit, you'd expect it to be a little cleaner. But it's an older film, can't really knock him for that. And last but not least, the fucking performances. Like you really think about it, they got some actors in these movies. Like all of these people went on, I would say maybe with the exclusion of Ed Helms, who for the most part kind of stays in that comedy realm, but like Bradley Cooper, Zach Galifianakis have both shown that they have incredible acting chops. So to have them for the most part be there, like, because I know Bradley did movies before The Hangover, but for the most part I think The Hangover was both of their like first lead role.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was all of them.
Yeah,
it was literally all of them. Like they all worked on stuff before. Ed Helms was in The Office, right? Like they were all in stuff, but no, this was like the first like big movie.
Even Ken Jeong, honestly, like it was a big star for all of them, and they all went on to do really big things. But it shows in The Hangover because not just the commitment it takes for a lot of these bits, but the chemistry and the camaraderie that they have with each other. I can't even call it camaraderie because half the time they fucking hate each other, but it works so well.
But yeah, I mean, that's a good point because it's like the movie would be so much less funny.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the humor is from the performances because besides that, you just have like one-liners and shock humor. So it's like to have those big performances and those big like back and forths, like that does make the movie good.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Zach Galifianakis really bought himself a career with that movie too. Like just playing him like Alan.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, he fucking just crushed that movie.
Hell yeah.
Like in like school, people were quoting him. Like they weren't quoting anyone else. They were literally quoting fucking
He was
Alan.
literally like the symbol of that first film. Like every like people, I don't know if you remember, but that Halloween, people were going to Halloween parties.
The baby,
the sunglasses, the beard. Like that was a huge cultural thing. But shout outs to The Hangover, fantastic series, still holds up really, really well. I was actually curious going into 2 to see how it would hold up compared to 1, and I actually think 2 is way better than 1, so 2 is probably the strongest for me. I remember not liking 3 as much as the others.
I remember 3 not being that good, but I watched 1 and 2 recently, and they're both solid films. I still like 1 more, but I would say 2 is funnier. Whereas 1 is like more iconic in my way. Like I feel like there was a lot of stuff back in the day when I was a child that made me laugh in 1 that I didn't think that was as funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like, shout outs to The Hangover and shout outs to Todd Phillips, good filmmaker.
Fucking Todd, bro.
Another random thing I wanted to mention. Have you seen the Grammy nominations?
No, I have not.
I wanted to just get your, honestly, I wanted to get your reaction and then your opinion to this because this is pretty fucking stacked.
Okay.
Here are the 8 nominees for 2026 Grammy Album of the Year.
Okay.
Bad Bunny's Debí Tirar Más Fotos. Clips's Let God Sort 'Em Out. Justin Bieber's Swag. Kendrick Lamar's GNX, Lady Gaga's Mayhem, Leon Thomas's Mutt, Sabrina Carpenter's Man's Best Friend, and Tyler the Creator's Chromacopia. That's a stacked fucking list.
That's really crazy.
All of those albums had like their moment in the year. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I know my winner.
Who's your winner?
Bad Bunny.
I think that's who takes it.
Bad Bunny. I mean, I mean, Clips album is iconic, but then again, Clips can win for a rap category.
True, and I was having this discussion with Jerry. I think if there's any 2 albums that come out of nowhere to win it, it's either Clips's album or Leon Thomas's album. But I can't see any of these other artists really taking it. But I think I want to say it's an easy lock for Bad Bunny. I think that's fair to say. The guy's having a hell of a run. So between SNL, Puerto Rico, the Super Bowl, a Grammy win would just be fucking insane.
I think it fits.
Oh, that'd be. Is the Grammys before the Super Bowl?
I don't know.
No, I think it's after because I think it is February and the Super Bowl is like early February.
No, they moved it back because there's an extra week in the season now.
So it's later in February.
Yeah, it's like the second or third. Maybe might even be 3rd week of February.
Let's see, hold on, now I want to know.
Well, it might be the 13th.
When are the 2026 Grammys?
I think the Super Bowl is the 13th.
The 13th?
Yeah.
The Grammys are February 1st.
Oh, okay, so the Grammys are first.
Yo, so if he wins that, and they can't say shit.
Yeah.
I mean, they can. They're allowed to say shit.
Yeah, but like,
it's this beautiful, sometimes scary country. But speaking of that, I got to get off Facebook ASAP. Bro.
Yeah.
After Zoran won, some shit started going down on my feed. I was like, holy hell, bro. It's also just like, not to go on a whole tangent of that, but the people who are like, I'm not going to name names, but I have somebody who is in my family that was like posting heavily about it, and they were like, I guess, they got flack or heat, and they made another post where they were like, what? Why is everybody so mad? I got tons of Middle Eastern friends, relax. And I'm like, he's not even Middle Eastern. He's born in Uganda.
I don't know. It's just the funniest thing that if you can't wrap your head around that there are Muslims who live all around the world and not just in the Middle East, I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
Yeah.
They keep saying he's South Asian because he's half Indian, half Ugandan. What are we doing? What are we talking about here, man?
I don't know. You're saying he's from here, but he was born here and his parents were born here.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Yeah. Like, what are we like, come on, man.
But enough of that tangent. The actual last thing I wanted to end this thing off was actually a game that I played that I'm very excited to talk about. Gamers. I played a game that I've played already twice, but I played it thrice because it came out nice, and that is Yooka-Laylee. So I don't know if you know this, but Yooka-Laylee had a brand new version come out called Yooka-Replaylee.
Yeah, I heard.
It was made by the same developer, but it's essentially a whole top-down recreation of the original game. And I don't know what I was expecting going in. I think what I was expecting was what you usually get with a lot of these remasters, just like better graphics, maybe a couple new things put in, and then for the most part, it's the same shit. But it really did feel like a top to bottom restructuring of the game with like a lot of very specific intentions in mind. So like the original Yooka-Laylee had some missions or like some auto-scrollery type levels that were either hard. They weren't long for the sake of being difficult or hard, but they were just long for the sake of taking your time.
Yeah.
So a lot of that stuff they just completely axed. So it's like if you know how to do it or if you solve the puzzle, you can get the thing and you move on. So it's like they streamlined a lot of that, which I'm really happy about. Also, what I think is really cool is they made the game feel a little more like Odyssey. So it's more like wide open, and you have a map and you can warp around the big wide open map, and you could just kind of find collectibles and pages as you go and solve things as you go. So it feels more freeing and open, which I like. So that's pretty cool. And then probably the biggest difference, in my opinion, is in the original Yooka-Laylee, you collect quills, which are like these little feather things, and then you can sell them to, or rather not sell them, you can trade them to this character named Trouser, who is a snake. Shout out to Trouser Snake. And he sells you upgrades, and these upgrades are necessary to forward the game. Like they're basically abilities that you use all the time, like a sonar shot or a double jump or a glide, whatever. In the new version of the game, they give you all of the abilities right at the start. So you're not held back by anything. That's why it feels even more like Odyssey, because you're not unlocking like moves or gadgets. Everything you need to complete that world or that level you already have. It's just that that level is so wide open and expansive, it's going to take you a while to find all the nooks and crannies. I can only imagine somebody who's never played the game before, let alone me who's played it a bunch of times and already knows where most of the stuff is. So that being said, it felt like a completely new experience, which I was really happy about. And they did actually add some new like pages and collectibles to get. There's like this new system or like this new sub collectible called quids, which are just coins.
Okay.
So there's like normal gold quids, which is a currency you can use to buy like cosmetics or tonics, which change the gameplay and stuff. But there's also red quids, which act like the red coins from Mario, where they'll like hide 3 in a certain area and you got to get all of them in a certain amount of time. And then if you do that, you'll get a pagey. But they also have green quids, which are like essentially the same thing as red quids, except instead of just 8, it could be like dozens, and they're like in a trail. So it's like a race. You have to kind of follow the route and get to the end. But they added like a bunch of those too. So it's not just like, I don't remember off the top of my head how many of the pages being the main collectible in the game were in the original, but there's got to be at least like 30 more in this version. So a lot more stuff to do, a lot more game to play. Really like that they kind of took their time to get rid of some of like the stupid stuff, because there was like things I was genuinely going into the game, I was like, oh, I don't want to do this because it's just like a 2-minute auto scroller, and then you get in it and it's just a whole brand new mini game, and you're like, oh shit, I could get this done in like a minute, and it's not an auto scroller. So shout outs to the team at Platonics. Also, they kind of give the vibe like we might see some more ukulele in the future, so I'm holding out for a sequel. Hopefully we'll see it. But shout outs, it's a really good experience. I was telling Jerry, if I don't remember what I gave ukulele years ago, probably like an 8.5, but Yuka Replay, I hate to say it, 10 out of 10. Fat 10 out of 10.
It loses points for the name, even if it's a 10 out of 10.
I know Replayly, it's a bit of a stretch, but you also have to keep in mind these are the people who made, fucking Banjo-Kazooie and then made Banjo-Tooie. So it's like...
And then the development name for the third game was 3E, and it never came out. So
I'm sure we're probably going to get Tukalele at some point, and then maybe even Ukulele 3, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Yuka, fuck you 3.
For bonus points, Dylan, what animals are Yuka and Lele? Go.
I don't
You have to guess. What is Yuka?
The crocodile.
Close. He's a lizard.
Yeah.
And then how about Lele?
The bird.
Bat. We'll take it.
Yeah.
You're pretty close. Crocodile and bird.
Yeah. I was like,
bat.
I'm there. That's croc. I'm thinking of croc and cooey. But
dude, I tried getting Mildred to play a little bit of ukulele, and she was not vibing with it. So she's like, get the shit off. And I'm like, all right, that's fair. But her biggest criticism was that I hate it when the characters don't actually speak and they just use sounds. And I was trying to explain to her that that's kind of like a thing that these developers have been doing since Banjo-Kazooie in the 64 days. How, Banjo and Kazooie don't actually speak. But then I was like, I do really good impressions of them, but you're not going to know what they sound like. So you just have to take my word that they're good. And I was like, Banjo, he's all like, and then Kazooie's like, and she was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I told you it was going to be weird, but those are solid and fucking impressive. And I showed her, and she was like, that's actually pretty good. I was like, thank you. The only impressions I can do are just noise-based, not actually dialogue-based.
Yeah.
Except Christopher Walken.
Let's
see if I could do like Christopher Walken as Banjo. Like, good. That's enough of that stupid shit.
That's great. It's fantastic.
Oh,
Shout out to... I heard he's in the game. He's Christopher Walken.
Yeah, Christopher Walken.
He's the third world boss.
You fight Christopher
Walken.
Oh,
and he's like, this Pagey is your father's Pagey. He died in the war.
Page fiction. Oh shit. Let's recommend some musica.
Music?
Shall we
Music?
Do the jam and yam of the week?
Music.
If you've never watched the podcast, we give out music recommendations at the end of every episode. Mine are called the jams, and Dylan's are called
Yams.
You got it. Would you like to go?
Yeah. The fake song of the week is Summer Hair Equals Forever Young by the Academy Is. Not picking that shit. My yam of the week is actually going to be Count the Miles by Higher Power, which is they're like a turnstile-y kind of band.
Okay.
They work
fast rock or
it's like hardcore, but then they also have like some 41 vibes, so it's a little lighter,
Okay.
Good stuff.
Sounds cool.
Solid. Yeah. And then every once in a while he sounds like Chester Bennington from Linkin Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My little quick shout out is gonna go to Fly Like an Eagle, the cover by Seal though. I don't know why, or I do know why. It's because I was watching season 2 of Starting 5.
Time keeps on slipping
into the future. And then I remembered it from Space Jam, and I was like, okay, that's got to go in the jams, quite literally, the Space Jams. Yeah. But my actual jam of the week is going to go to a song called Adult Swim Bumps by DJ Grumble and Kobe Banks. It's just kind of a cool instrumental vibe. Literally what the title sounds exactly like. It sounds like it's just Adult Swim bumps, but it's pretty cool. It's just like some really nice sampling being going on, and it's just a nice it's a beat, but it's oddly relaxing. Like you're walking down the street and you're meditating to this Adult Swim bump type beat. So shout out. Beat. Thank you for watching episode 264 of the Joystick Show. Hopefully next week we'll be surrounded by our boys again.
Yeah.
And it'll be that much cooler. Make sure to go ahead and like this episode of the Joystick Show. That would help us greatly. Feel free to subscribe. That goes a long way.
Yeah. Make a burner account and
subscribe twice and like the episode. I don't know why I put up 3 twice and comment once, just once. We'll be back here for episode 265. Where we're actually going to be shaving Dylan's head live on the podcast. Dylan actually told me beforehand, he's like, Bobby, I'd like to try something new. I was going to shave my head anyway. And I was like, don't worry, dude. We'll do it live on the podcast. It'll be lots of fun. So stay tuned for that. Bald Dylan. But until then, is there anything you'd like to say, not about the bald situation? Because you have no say in that at all.
Say no to drugs.